the madhouse.
Cheers to episode 28. This intro, obviously, if you've been listening for a while, is a little bit different than other shows. That is because what you'll hear today is the back half recording of what we recorded on Tuesday, June 29th. So we weren't able to record this week, some scheduling things, everyone's schedule, and we took this week off, but we made up to our listeners by recording extra long last week. So what you'll hear today is some Detroit Lions talk. We are doing our top 25 players on their roster going into this year. So you'll get part one of that today, which is players 25 through 21. And then we also talk about the improving Detroit Tigers team. And even though it was recorded a week ago, a lot of the same thoughts and observations still apply. So enjoy this week's episode, and here we go. Let's move to the alpha in the city that we didn't talk about last week, I don't think, and we had to come up with a way to talk about them because they haven't really done much. Been quiet on the Lions front. Maybe it's like a dead period kind of in the NFL where not much is going on. So everyone loves lists. You know, that's how BuzzFeed became popular, right? Just throwing, here's the 7 things you need to know, or here's the 7 best things to do first thing when you wake up in the morning. Oh, let's see. Drink water. Don't do it. Make my bed. Sometimes do it.
38% of the time I am making my bed. It's a pretty high clip for me right now, too.
Wait, you actually... I make my bed like almost every day, but I don't know.
No,
you said
I can
38%.
honestly say I'm probably a 38% make my bed in the morning guy.
What about you, Evan? Evan's got early mornings, though. Evan's got early mornings, bro.
Evan, I'm only doing
it because Grant
made fun of me.
Every time I made my bed, it was that like night where I'm like fixing it up.
Agreed.
You got someone coming over?
Yes.
Grant's down bad.
No, I'm not. I'm asking Evan.
Down bad.
I'm down bad for Cade Cunningham.
I'm really interested to see this list, though.
Okay, yeah, me too. So,
I mean, really
our top 25 players on the Detroit Lions going into this year. So it's a little bit of like what you've done and also projection, because like maybe they haven't done anything good yet, but you're betting that they will, so you can throw them higher up. Is that kind of clear?
Yes.
Because maybe one of mine was like, oh, I think he'll be good. We'll see.
That's what
Well, we can't give it to you all at once. We got to make you work for it a little bit. So we're going to go 25 through 21 today, which is the first 5.
Sorry, I had a work email, but just to confirm. So this list was
Don't hurt me that you have a job and you're doing emails right now.
Project the best players.
No.
Well,
Alex.
this is a list of your
Current.
top 25 players on the
But
current
good.
roster.
But listen, it could be based on what they've done in the past, but also like I think they're going to make a leap, so they're going to be our top 10 player
So
on our
it's
team.
my choice, basically.
Yeah, it's wide open. Like
Good.
So if you have like someone as the first pick who hasn't been good, and you're like, I think they're going to be good, then you just got to state that, and it's completely fair. It's not just based on what's happened in the past.
Done.
Okay?
Lead us off.
All right. You guys want to go like 25, Evan, 25, you 25?
Yes.
All right.
Let's go in circles.
So, and also 25 was an arbitrary number. Alex was asking me like, why 25? Like, it was like, well, there's 22 starters. I know that. And then you have special teams guys and like backups you may want to throw in this list. So I was like, let's just go 25. The 25th player on the Detroit Lions heading into this season, I have Khalif Raymond. I threw him on this list as like he was a tough cut chopping block 25. I was like, I think he's going to be the returner that we like. And I remember like when Agnew was on our team, I liked watching him return. He had some good plays for us. So I'm not expecting Khalif to be a big wideout. I'm expecting him to be a good special teams guy for us. So he makes the 25-man cut. Evan had Khalif ranked number 1, so he's
to be determined, from Tennessee Titans. No, my 25 is our draft pick, newly acquired rookie defensive back from Syracuse, Melfanyu.
Oh, wow. Love that for him.
Obviously, he hasn't played a snap.
Correct.
But I think his size and athleticism and like the coaching staff, I think has the opportunity to play so much where he's guarding probably like the bigger tight end mixture, or he might even just be the boundary corner because of his size. I just feel like he's going to play so much and get great coaching that we'll see an impact his rookie year. Like he's going to play right away.
I hope he does. I don't know. I'm a little bit more reserved on if he's more of a special teams guy because we signed Corn Elder. We signed other cornerbacks like Dean Marlowe.
Who?
Corn Elder.
Corn Elder.
Evan, relax. He almost made my top 25.
Corn?
Yeah, we signed some.
Corn? Top 25 food, yes. Top 25 lion, no.
Corn is not a top 25 food, but that's another debate.
Corn on the cob is definitely top 25 food.
No, it's not. You can't even digest that.
Your body actually can't digest corn. It just comes out the same way it came in.
It's gross.
Yeah, so you could eat it a second time. It's that good.
All right, I'm going to my 25.
Wait. No, I was actually making a real point. Like, I hope we see Nolan Famu, but Evan, I would tell you to temper a little bit. I don't know if we're going to see him like a ton because I think he'll be a project. But you said he's going to lock down Travis Kelce in quotes, or Kittle week 1, week 2, whatever we play them. So I'm excited for that.
I just got a great look at your list, Grant. It's exciting.
The full list?
Yeah, that's a lot of it.
Well, actually, if you want to rewind, that was
Grant
the
looked at
tease.
my list earlier and it made me mad.
That's why Alex was in such a sour mood because I peeked over his shoulder and looked at his list. He's like, dude, you looked at my list? Come on, man.
I will say, I had Raymond 26, so he did not make my cut.
Look at you overachieving extra credit, nerd.
And
That you went 20.
I agreed with Grant. I didn't think Melifonwu would play enough
He did not make my list,
to be in the top 25, so he did not make my list either.
but I love him.
My 25th, I'm
the
curious
list.
to see if you guys had him or if he's way higher. I don't know. I went with our third wideout, in my opinion, Quintez Cephas.
Didn't make my top 25.
I think he's going to have to do stuff.
No, he doesn't. He could be our
Play
fourth
in the
wideout.
slot.
No,
I have, just full disclosure, I have 4 wideouts in our top 25. So they all made it.
I do too. Like, this roster is
It's so
bad.
terrible.
no.
The
Don't worry,
roster is
Quintez
so
Cephas
bad.
is a lot higher on my list.
That's what I thought someone
What?
would do. I thought Quintez would be high on someone's list.
Look at our roster, Grant. Look around. There ain't nobody.
So should I just go back to back snake style so that we don't have to like?
Sure, but
Yeah,
also like
Yep.
he's not the third wideout. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown's our third wideout, and you
Fine.
need to make that shift sooner than later.
He's our 4th wideout, and actually my rankings will show
Man,
that.
he
He's
had
our
like
fourth.
what? Like he had like 300 receiving yards last year. I was like, I just don't see.
I just think he's going. I've heard a lot of buzz at training camp that Quintez is awesome.
his
and our
name-
roster stinks.
surprisingly enough, his name does trend a lot. Wait, was that because he got in trouble? Wasn't there a thing that he got in trouble with?
No.
Or was that a different Lions
No,
player?
No, yes, but
Yes.
a long time ago.
Didn't he have that weird like girlfriend thing, Evan?
His girlfriend was like psychotic.
You
It
joked
was
like
in Wisconsin.
Tried to beat him.
maybe that's why he trends so much. I don't know. I just see his name a
I've heard a
lot
lot of buzz about
on
it.
like NFL fantasy stuff. I'm like, why would anyone talk about? No offense to Quintez. I hope he balls out. But I'm like, why are we talking now about Quintez Cephas in fantasy football? He's not gonna do anything really. I don't think.
And now to 24.
I hate to say it like that.
I also don't know if anyone's going to have this guy on their list. High impact.
Well, you looked at my list, so you should know.
High impact special teamer. Could play a little bit on defense. I have Jalen Reeves Maben slotting in at 24.
He missed. I'm gonna be honest. He missed my list.
Just a hard hitting special teamer, and this roster is horrendous. And I love to watch him just go blow up a kickoff. So Jalen Reeves Maben comes in at 24 for me.
He's got sweet hair. That's about all I'll say. He's got.
And he might
swag.
have to play linebacker because they're not very good either.
Wrong.
This roster's terrible.
Evan, your 24th player.
My 24th is the famous, the longest tenured player in the NFL right now. Don Bolbach is the 24th best player on the Lions roster. You cannot argue it.
I considered it.
I mean, that's a joke.
He's a former Pro Bowler.
That's a joke.
I considered
Dude, he's one of the better players on our team. You ever see a bad snap?
No, never.
No, because he does his job. The old GM tried to bring in a young, stud long snapper.
Bob
and Don
Quinn?
was like, no.
You're not
This ain't
taking my
for
job,
kids.
buddy. No,
No,
thanks.
Don Molbach, number 24. Book it, ship it, send it.
All right.
That's how terrible.
My
this team is.
24th, I can promise you guys, is like more exciting projection wise. So
Probably
this
a
is,
rookie.
this is taking a chance on a guy who I liked his tape out of college. His name's Julian Okora, Romeo's bro. He didn't get to play that much because of injuries in his first year, but he was a 3rd round pick, kind of late 3rd round, I think, and I expect him to make a jump. And if he gets into that 3 to 5 sack range with a couple nice tackles. Tackle count up there. I was looking at like how many tackles. I think we're skewed because our defense is so bad, but decent amount of tackles. If you get me 3 to 5 sacks, I think you can crack the top 25, and I expect that. And I think seeing his brother succeed will make him want to be a little hungry as well. So Julian Okwara, that is basically me taking a chance on a guy. So Julian Okwara taking a chance on him.
He did not make my list.
Injury
prone.
I didn't expect it, honestly. He's played 1 year, though. Oh, and Notre Dame got injured, so fair point. 23rd, since we're snaking here. Also an exciting pick, also a projection pick. I will go with my man, Aleem McNeil, Mr. How do you do the draft? For show. Like, ready to play for you. For show. What's up, Brad Holmes? For show. Aleem McNeil, again, similar projection. If he's able to get a couple sacks for us, if he's able to rack up more tackles as a run stuffer and also pressure the passer, even if it's just like an energetic third down role, I'll take it. You'll make my top 25. Aleem McNeil, 23rd best player on our roster going into 2021.
Did not have him on my list either.
Dang, really? No Aleem? Evan, did he not make your list either?
I went in the other D
to be
tackle
determined.
section.
Okay, so he's on his list.
Evan's
Basically,
recreating
if he's
his list.
not on your list, I feel like you just say, like, not on my list.
Number 23, like Alex, I have Jalen Reese-Maven.
Nice.
He is our best special teams player. He hands down is our best special teams player. If you see on a kickoff a punt of who made the tackle, I guarantee it's number 44. Guarantee.
He's always in there.
He'll probably have he will probably have like 10 tackles in a game, and 8 of them are on special teams.
It's ridiculous. It's truly
And, like,
a great
our
special team.
linebackers are so bad, and I think he should get an opportunity to play more. And so he is my 23rd best player.
All right.
My 23rd is so I'm going back-to-back linebackers here. I'm going with the flowy locks of Alex Anzalone at 23.
Love that.
My main reasoning is fully based on the video game and him being an anchor in Grant and I's franchise dynasty we created. And
Well, that's not the OG. OG Dynasty.
Your original.
Shout out to Brad.
But then
He was the
again.
anchor of our actual defense, and I made us draft him, I think, and the one we
And
made.
it's
'cause
true.
He was so good.
is great. He's great in that
He's a
game.
great Madden football player.
I'm assuming he's going to have to play a lot. As we've mentioned, the linebacking core is pretty bad. So I think he's a good fundamental player, and he'll contribute. This roster's bad.
And you want his hair.
And his hair's
And a
nice.
man bun.
22. I went wide out. Your guy, both of your guy. Amonra St. Brown comes in at 20.
Too low.
22 for me.
So low.
I can't. It's hard for me to put rookies
low.
that high up.
No, it's not.
For me, it is.
How
You just write him in. You just write him in higher.
Justin Jefferson?
It's that easy.
Justin Jefferson was a first-round pick, so it's just not quite the same comparison. He will have to do a lot. He'll play in the slot, and he'll catch a lot of balls. Ultimately, we'll see.
PPR machine.
I hate trying to project a rookie wideout. Usually,
I love it.
Usually they stink, except last year. So now everyone thinks that rookie wideouts are going to be super good this year.
Alex, it's okay to be wrong, dude. Just throw it out there.
I put him in the. You're lucky he made the top 25.
What? You're lucky that you were smart enough to put him in there, or else we'd be beating
He
your
was
face in.
safely in at 22. Evan, to you, 22. Favorite number?
22.
Double do.
I have Aleem McNeil.
Love that. He did make the list.
Is Evan making his list
like
based
Grant.
on ours?
He
No.
and like Malfanyu, he is going to play right away. He's getting the opportunity to produce for the defensive line. Like Brandon said, he's going to be that one tech anchor on the inside, and hopefully
Did I say that?
we'll be able to stop a little bit better with him.
Evan's got our whole defense comprised of rookies.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Oh, so a little tease there for where another rookie could fall eventually. Evan, it's back to you, right? No, it's me. Evan's in the middle.
You.
I feel like we should go to 20.
I'm the middle.
No, because you have to do 5 people.
Yeah, but we could just have 1 week where we wait. to
I'm not
number
prepared for 20. I did not prepare for 20. We're sticking.
I wrote
to
my
20.
whole list today.
I did not.
I wrote my whole list.
It actually took me so long. I was like, I listed all the names like to 35, and I was like, wait, okay, so I have to cross out all these guys, so I have exactly 25 left. So for future weeks, I don't accidentally miss someone. It took me like 10 minutes to figure out. I'm only to 20.
This was really hard.
22. This one's going to get me roasted, I think. But I think since it's the strength of our team and he's making a position change to the guard position, I have Vaitai, Vaitai, as our 22nd best player on our team. I think, what's that called? A rising tide lifts all ships. Now that we have an established offensive line around him, adding Sewell as his line mate, I think moving into guard as a high-priced, high-profile player, he'll be good. Projection to be better. I understand he struggled at tackle. I understand he's moved around, hasn't been great. But I think with this new energy around our offensive line, he'll be a top 22 player on our team.
That is gross. He was horrendous.
All I'm asking is you to give him a chance.
I did. We paid him a bag, and he sucked.
But now he's got an future Hall of Famer on his right.
Can safely say he did not.
And an top 20. He's got a future Hall of Famer on his right and an All-Pro player in the center. He's going to rise.
He'll rise to 29th on the Lions.
Okay, so 7 spot
from 30.
Back to me. So I end it with my last one, then you guys do yours. My 21st player, he's already been talked about, Alex Anzalone. If you look on ESPN right now, he is not starting, but he is going to be a starting linebacker on this team. They have Jelani Tavai as our starter, and I noticed that his name was not called, which I don't think it will be called because I don't see him sneaking into the teens. So Alex's face just got weird. Tavai should not be on anyone's top 25 list.
Yikes. He definitely made my top 25.
Did he really?
Oh, he did.
You're not a Lions fan. You don't watch Lions games.
Wait,
Get out.
I'm just solely basing it on the fact that he has to play.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to start.
He's going to, though, guys.
No, kick him. No. Kick Alex out.
Jelani made it. And it was against my better judgment, but he does make my list.
Is he like in tonight's list?
He made your list, and he was not 25.
You'll see, man. Stay tuned.
Bro, okay. Well,
we're falling apart here. We're crashing and burning.
Anzalone, I think he will surprise people. He's with his former defensive coordinator. I don't think you're going to hate Anzalone. He's going to make a couple nice plays in the passing game, and it's kind of nitpicking here in the 21 through 25 range, but I put him as 21 just because he's more established in the league than some of the rookies. So he slots in at 21 for us. The question with Alex is, who did he leave out if he has Tavai in? Someone got snubbed.
Now I'm trying to think.
Like my 21st guy is the same guy, Alex Anzalone.
Love that. Let's go.
Much. I'm not going to say much because Grant just said all my points. So I have the same guy, 21, Alex Anzalone.
Yes, love that.
Now I want to tweak my list and get rid of Jelani.
No, you can't.
But I won't.
You can't.
Say it with your chest.
I won't. And he's not my pick right here. He is in the teens.
Oh my goodness. He's in the teens? He's not even 20?
He's in next week's show.
Oh my goodness. He could be as high as 16?
He's not. I'll tell you that. 20. What am I on? 21?
Yep.
Levi Onwuzurike. The other defensive.
I can already tell you right now that he should be ahead of Tavai, but
I thought about that as well, but I hate projecting rookies.
No, you love it.
Well, I just went 2 rookies back-to-back, 22 and 21. I think he's going to be a little better than Aleem McNeil. I don't know. You guys might feel the same. I don't know. We haven't gotten that far on the list, but I did not have Aleem McNeil in my top 25.
There you go.
I think he will contribute quite a bit. And he'll have to because the D tackle depth is pretty.
How many sacks for Mr. Onzarek? You do a little projection. How many sacks?
I'm going 4.5.
Love that. Love that for him. I would take that.
Honestly, I just realized my biggest mistake in my list of who I put in and who I did not.
Is it like later on you have to figure it out, or is it like?
Oh no, I see it and it's really gross, and I don't know what I was thinking in that moment in time.
Interesting. Well, you're stuck with it now, I would say.
Well,
that's why I only did my first 5.
I can change my list from here.
All right, so everyone did theirs. We made it through. Quick recap. Let's just all read ours. I'll go first. Everyone just read theirs down. 25, Khalif Raymond. 24, Julian Aquara. 23, Aleem McNeil. 22, H. Vaitai. His first name's impossible. 21, Alex Anzalone.
25, Mel Fanyu. 24, Don Mulbach. 23, Jalen Reese Maben. 22, Aleem McNeil. And 21, Alex Anzalone.
25, Quintez Cephas. 24, Jalen Reeves-Maybin. 23, Alex Anzalone. 22, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And 21, Levi Onwuzurike.
See, I actually, you know what? I was nervous about this. I love it because there's not much overlap. We have different thoughts.
Like, we're on similar pages as well.
I
don't want to have way.
I love the differences, though.
I feel like our top fives are going to get dicey.
Yeah, it's a ways away. So now this one will end up being a little quicker because we are running a little, not too long, but a little bit long. There was a pee break in there, though. Oh, excuse me. Can't pass it over again. Oh. It's Alex's Rumor Mill segment of the week before we get into Tigers Talk, presented by Codes Apparel, your number one store for any Michigan-themed apparel. Every week, I want to think of a place to give you guys for the area code. I try to think of it last minute, though. Let's just do Dexter, Michigan. I panicked. Dexter, Michigan. Do you know the area code of Dexter, Michigan? Shout out Mary Squire.
Evan?
She would know it, I would hope.
Oh my God,
Evan, no.
It's the Ann Arbor code, I believe.
Oh, Ann Arbor, 289.
Yeah, you love Ann Arbor, the number one college town in the country. It's not actually, though. It gets voted that. I don't know why, but it's not. You don't know it?
Did you see that?
Nope.
The spider.
There's a spider on our floor. Not worried about it.
I'm going to be completely honest. I am also drawing a blank.
So you guys are 0 for 3 on these. It is
616.
734. The 734 is Dexter. And you can find out that and get any area code in the state at codesapparel.com, CODESAPPAREL.com. You can also, you can't get this exact hoodie, the Shot of Michigan Sports hoodie, but you can get Shot of Michigan Sports gear on that website as well. Free shipping on orders $75 or more. It's a great way to represent where you're from in a variety of colorways, variety of clothing. For now, Alex, what's your Rumor Mill segment of the week? Maybe a twofer here.
No twofer.
Just a one for.
Rumors are light. It's tough finding stuff. So I'm going Michigan State football recruiting, my bread and butter of why.
Woohoo!
And it involves Michigan. Former Michigan 4-star commit Alex Van Sumeren has recently received multiple crystal balls to the better school in the state of Michigan, Michigan State University. So I would expect Mr. Van Sumeren to commit to the Spartans within a week or two. That is my juicy Michigan State football recruiting rumor of the week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Play with Benny.
Yeah, there's a great chance he doesn't flip to Michigan because he doesn't like there.
Yeah.
So he won't be Benny. He won't be Rashawn Benny.
No, Benny Van Sumeren.
Oh, Benjamin.
Wow. Holy triggered, Alex. You're still thinking about Rashawn Benny? I'm talking about Ben Van Sumeren. I called him Benny. Okay, I'll give you your second one of the week because I don't really care about that. Is that we got to free our girl Britney Spears out here. I guess she's like, I don't know what this is about.
That's not a rumor.
No, it is. That she's like basically being controlled in a conservatorship, which I had to look up. And it's basically like when they sign court documents that like people have to take care of you and you can't think for yourself. Free my girl Britney. What the hell's going on over there? You know that? That's what's happening.
I saw it.
She's trapped.
Understand it.
She's not allowed to like think for herself.
It's
What do you think about that, Evan? Shouldn't she be allowed to think for herself?
Yeah, she should be able to freely speak and think of whatever she wants. It's her own body. But I just saw it trending, hashtag free Britney, and I was like working. I think it was last week, Friday last week.
That sounds right.
And I had a coworker. I'm just trying to get some water. I'm dying in the heat, and I just had a coworker say, hashtag free Britney, haha. You see that? And I was just like wanted nothing to do with it.
Who said that? Off the record.
I'm glad I brought that up. That's hilarious. Free Britney. Okay, so not as funny, more serious, but positive. The Detroit Tigers, our Detroit Tigers. Last topic here of the day. I would just summarize it as the team has been playing better of late in June. I don't know their exact record, but I believe they're above 500. They had a nice...
Above 500 in their last 40 games.
Okay, look at that. Look at that, baby. And kind of as we did, because I think we keep having to revisiting the same flow because earlier in this year we wrote them off, the famous dumpster fire background. Like their run differential was so atrocious. They were
No, because they're not anymore. They were like the last team in the MLB. Now they're not. I'll start it with Evan because he's a Mize guy. I guess overall, like I wrote, what do you dislike about this team? How have your expectations changed? Where are you at with this ball club? Are you watching their games? The whole 9 yards.
I unfortunately can only see highlights, and I follow like the box score throughout the evenings because at my current residence we have Dish, and Dish doesn't carry Bally Sports. They had a feud with Fox Sports Detroit. You said, you know what, still the same thing. You guys don't get it at Dish.
Well, that needs to get resolved.
Yes, it's been ongoing for almost over 2 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. So, however, what I like about the current Tigers team is you're seeing the young pitching get involved, and you're seeing what like the rebuild and the future is going to look like. Mize is pitching good. Skubal has been pitching pretty well the last couple of outings. He's getting better throughout the year. Manning struggled in his last outing. It's against a decent, solid Cleveland team. I don't feel bad about that. It's one start. It happens. But he pitched pretty well in his debut against the Angels, and he pitched well again against, I think it was St. Louis.
Sounds right.
So you're seeing like the pitching come along. I'm in love with those 3 guys. They're going to be our future.
Love.
Strong word.
And then I would also think that AJ Hinch as a manager, you saw like the walk-off suicide squeeze.
Yeah.
I think
Safety squeeze.
AJ Hinch as a manager, the whole like cheating scandal. Was he involved? Yes, he was the manager of the team.
Stop.
What? Sorry, I was saying it was a safety squeeze because he didn't run until it was down.
Safety squeeze. A bunt to win the game. He got it down. I think AJ Hinch as a manager is only going to keep on getting better, and this team is going to keep on getting better. We're only 11 games below 500, which isn't terrible for the state of like how good this team is.
From where we came.
How bad this team is.
I think he, as like a manager, has probably won us probably like 10 or 12 games that we wouldn't have in the past. Just of how well he managed the game throughout and like his calls throughout the game. And so like 2 or 3 years from now, I hope he's still here. I hope he doesn't leave because I think he's going to help us win even more games.
I mean, I fully agree. I've been on the Hinch train for a while. It's like you just got to ignore the previous stuff where his former employment didn't go so hot. But I'm willing to forgive him, obviously, if he's helping us win games. Just not too deep here, but just the stats to back up your points. In the last 30 days, Mize and Skubal have each made 5 starts. We're looking at a 3.14 ERA for Skubal, 3.82 ERA for Mize. Impressive stuff. Their whips are below 130, so good stuff there. And you think about Manning had 2 good performances. I think he's on the trajectory that Mize and Skubal were maybe in a year and a half he'll be more to their level, but he's going to have his ups and downs like Mize and Skubal did in their beginning stages of the year. But it was impressive to see him come out and have 2 good starts because he had an 8 ERA, 8.00 something ERA in AAA ball, and you were nervous is this going to be a blow-up fest? But he had 2 good starts. I think we'd even be winning more games if we had Boyd and Turnbull healthy, honestly, because they were posting 3-point-something ERA. So we'd have a pretty nice full rotation. Oh well, I think the biggest thing that we see, Alex talked about one episode about how bad our OPSs were, just how terrible they were overall, how bad our hitting is the big thing. But again, if you look at our last 30 days, Scope has been almost the best hitter in baseball, just tearing it up. And when you have a guy that good, performing that good, it helps you win more games. You even see our new call-up, Zach Short. I pulled him up. It's only been 12 at-bats for the kid, but he's .940 OPS. For those that don't know, a 700, 750 OPS is around average to above average, and then when you get in the 800s and higher, you get the Scope is hitting 1.074 OPS. That's considered excellent in the MLB. He's doing great, and I would say the big change I've seen from watching afar, I've tuned into some live games, but a lot of highlights and box scores. The catching rotation between Haas and Rogers, that's just some offensive production from those guys I did not expect or foresee coming. That were not names on my radar going into the year, really, and they are performing very well, posting almost 900 OPSs. And so you get that production out of your catching staff, you're going to win some more baseball games. Offense picks up. We know our pitching can keep us in games, so I'm excited. I'm more excited about this team than I was at that kind of quarter point way through the season. How do you see it, Alex?
They're better. There's more excitement surrounding the team.
That was real optimism in your voice. They're better.
The pitching staff is worth watching, even when they have bad nights, because majority is young. So that's exciting. I agree with Evan. I'm not going to say I love them, like Evan said. It's too early for me to say that, but I am excited about the pitching staff.
You need some more dates and dinners.
Yeah, a couple more dates, maybe some movies,
Ooh,
and then
some Netflix,
be fine.
some chilling.
Yeah, but
Nice. Bonk.
the hitting is better. Also, Scope's not going to be in Detroit, so he's not part of the future. I don't see that.
Why not?
He won't be in Detroit in August. Let's put it
Yeah,
that
he's
way.
probably getting
Come
traded at the
on,
deadline.
Let me enjoy a good
The
thing.
simple fact of the matter of this baseball team is, in order for them to ever really get to a point where they're good, is they're going to have to spend money. And as I've said 8,000 times on this podcast before, our current GM is not going to do it. Our ownership isn't going to do it. And until then, we will not be good. We will just sit in this podcast and we'll just come on every week and say, well, Tigers got some exciting young prospects. They're getting better.
Badoo!
They're getting better. So maybe a couple years, and then it'll never happen. You have to spend a little bit. This is baseball, and there's no salary cap in baseball. You can spend money, kind of. I mean, you could spend money in baseball. The best teams spend money, and when we were really great in Detroit, we spent money too. Okay, so until then, it is what it is.
So I guess the question, I want to make it more specific. Is there any point down the stretch of this season with the improvements we've seen, let's say we get Boyd back, maybe Turnbull comes back, we don't sell off everyone that's been doing well. Is there any point where you look at the standings and we're like 5 games back of the second wild card spot?
Nope.
If you get 5 games back.
Yeah. Do you think there's any way?
Negative 5% chance.
I don't think the AL East is loaded.
Oh, wow. This might be breaking news, but Trae Young is not playing tonight in game 4.
Correct. I just see that.
Bucks in 5.
Bucks in 5.
But if I need to.
Tigers are not sniffing playoff contention this
ESPN.
year. What a pipe dream you just tried to lay on us.
I'm not ruling it out. I'm not 5 games back from a wild
I would
card.
also like to say, when we had a question, hypothetical, at the very early stages of our podcast, we said, who's the team most likely to make the playoffs? And I dumbly said the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, did you really?
And now you are transitioning into the thinking that they could be in contention right now.
No, I'm saying they're 12 and a half games back from the top wild card spot. The Rays.
So 12 from this.
No, 12 and a half from Oakland. I think that's how they do it. I'm saying you win you put together another positive month and you beat some division opponents. The Twins are ahead of you. The Cleveland Indians are ahead of you. Beat Cleveland tonight in the series. And I don't know, to see you're 6 or 5.5 games back, I don't think it's crazy. And then you're like, oh, I actually want to pay attention to this team.
I don't see it.
I'm not saying I see it. I'm just saying, is it? I don't think it's,
You're asking.
I don't think it's out of the question.
I do.
You do.
Now, Grant, before I looked at the standings, I told you stop. But now I look at it, you're only 12 and a half. And like you said, you string a couple more wins together, you're playing better, hopefully get some guys back. My only downside is we start playing better, then we'll hold on to people, and we should probably start to rebuild.
Yeah.
Again.
But is it possible? Yes, it is possible. You're asking the team just to win a couple more games here and there, like a close game.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that happen recently. We're winning a couple more here and there.
I will throw out the schedule is pretty easy for the next 20-ish games.
Is it really?
Bottom of the barrel baseball teams, Rangers, Royals.
I mean, now we're talking.
I mean, they have an opportunity. If they're going to make a run, they have a nice schedule for it, and I'm still not predicting it.
And the good thing is we aren't the worst team in run differential anymore. Shout out to Baltimore Orioles.
I think they're on the
Pittsburgh
schedule,
Pirates. Thanks, Luke. And the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yikes.
They all have worse run differential than us.
They do. So we're getting better. I mean, we're not we hit the basement, and now we're climbing in the middle ground, and maybe we can reach our ceiling of the year, which would be 5 games back from a wild card spot.
6 years from now, if the Pistons were still rebuilding, how would you feel?
Pretty bad.
Well, that's how I feel about this Detroit Tigers team. It's been 6 years.
No, it's fair. No one's saying we're in a good spot, but
it's been 6 years.
I would say 5.
It's still 5 too many.
hey,
I think 2016 we had JD Martinez, so technically it's only been 4.
yeah, I mean
That's still 5.
No, we traded him in July, so
it hasn't been 6 years.
I beg to differ. When did we trade Justin Verlander? Nice little segue there.
2017
All right.
yeah.
ish.
Now it's 4.
We were bad then.
We traded him at the trade deadline.
But when did we lose to the
3.5.
Orioles?
That was 2014. That was 7 years ago.
I would declare that the end of the run. And I think everyone else would as
But
well.
we weren't like full rebuild yet. We still had good players.
But we didn't make the playoffs again.
When we
after that.
sold JD and Castellanos and
Castellanos was
Verlander.
recent.
I know. When we sold all 3 of those
Same
guys,
offseason as JD.
that's all like just giving up. That was the beginning. So it has been 6. So, but still, I mean, your point's granted. Like, yes, we're not
Too long.
excited about this team. I'm just saying their ceiling could be
We're
like.
going to come into the trade deadline selling again.
But doesn't it feel good looking at these standings? We're 34 and 45, and the Yankees are 40 and 38, and they spend millions of dollars more than us. Like, we're not that terrible. We're not terrible. We're 6 games worse than the Yankees.
And that
And they
Yankees
dropped
team is going to get better. as the
$234
season goes.
million on Garrett Cole. So it's like, I don't know.
The team is going to get better.
Are they though? That's the question. Are we going to get better?
They
We're going to
started
get
the
better.
season very bad.
I think there's a bad baseball team. And you know what? We're doing like our little Moneyball approach here where we're just scrapping along.
As I look at this standings, the team right ahead of us has a minus 48 run differential, and we have a minus 80 run differential.
Because we started off so bad, but we're playing better baseball
What a
now.
ginormous gap that is.
But that's the point of this segment is we're playing much better now. We were
You guys
playing
can be
really
excited
bad.
all you want. I am not. I'm not excited for this team.
I like watching Scooble and Mize pitch.
I like the pitching staff too. I said
I
that.
love watching Scuba Nice pitch.
And I like Jake Rogers' mustache. I liked what Zach Short did. I like Daz Cameron's clutch at bats. I mean, I like some parts of this team. And you sprinkle in, those 3 gunslingers in AA ball right now in a couple of years, and we could have some guys.
Getting excited about
Speaking
these
of that-
Tigers like having a
Speaking
dirty
of that,
mystery.
this is my daily check-in on the prospects
Mhm.
and give you some stats to make yourself feel good.
Okay.
So this season, Spencer Torkelson, 11 games with Erie. His OPS, 857, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs.
Nice.
Riley Green, 44 games with Erie. OPS of 827, has 8 home runs and 27 RBIs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last guy, Tigers' 4th overall prospect, Dylan Dingler,
Nice.
875 OPS, 4 extra base hits, 8 RBIs, and he's playing catcher, so 8 RBIs in 10 games as a catcher, pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would say. Jeez. I love that. So now, veteran-wise, would you guys be open to a Justin Verlander reunion? Because he was floating out there that he'd like to return to Detroit.
Absolutely. And I've said this before. I said into our group chat as like a joke. Like, can't you picture it's 2023? You have a young pitching staff of Leiter, Mize, Scooble. Yeah, I tossed that in there. Grant got that.
that in there.
Ed Manning. And then you have the old veteran, savvy, like the 2016 Kenny Rogers, but now it's Justin Verlander returning home. And they're leading the playoff push in the
What a
Detroit summer.
Yes.
And Verlander takes the ball in game 1 of our first round matchup in the playoffs.
Game 1.
of the World Series.
I said playoff, the first round of the playoff matchup. Verlander takes the bump.
Oh. Yeah, I actually was like, when I first saw it, I was like, why would we do this? But then you do some numbers. He's 38 years old. Now, the big problem with this, to be the Debbie Downer, is he's coming off of like a Tommy John surgery. He's not playing this year, so that's kind of like, he's injured. We have to see how he looks when he comes back. But he had like a 3-point whatever ERA the last year he pitched, so like still performing well. He'd be like the statistically best pitcher on our staff right now. And if you look at what the Rays are doing, little deep cut here, Rich Hill, former Dodgers pitcher, he's 40 years old and he's throwing a 3-point something ERA. He might even be sub 3. Rich Hill is crazy. 40 years old, might be a sub-3, whatever ERA. And if you tell me Verlander can do that for a couple seasons in Detroit, mixed with the young guns, yes. For sentimental factor, I'll do it alone. It'd just be nice to see him back in the D. And then also he can mentor those young pitchers. I think it'd be worth it. As long as it's not too much money, I think it'd be worth it.
And that's where I come in. Justin Verlander's never been a free agent before. Crazy to think about. I'm expecting that he's going to cost a lot of money.
Hometown discount for the boys.
And I don't think he's going to come back to Detroit on a discount. I want Al Avila to spend, but I don't want him to spend a bunch on a 38-year-old as much as I love JV. And I think
it doesn't sound like you do.
I do. I think he'd be a great mentor to younger guys, and all that is great. And him taking the bump and, first round of the playoffs, like Evan just mentioned, that'd be awesome. Great stuff. But he's going to cost too much money, and I don't see it happening. And he is coming off Tommy John. He could still have it, but I'm not gonna go crazy for it. It's not like something I need as much as Evan needs.
I need it.
Could work.
All right. Well, I will see with that, and we'll be keeping our eye on this team. All right. That's good enough for me to close this thing out. Follow us at Shot of MS on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. TikTok is at Shot of Michigan Sports. Gmail is at just Shot of Michigan Sports at gmail.com. Socials are the best place for any clips, interactions with us, likes, comments, all that good stuff. Email is good for business inquiries, any ads you have, how to listen to the show, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Depending on the platform, please follow it, subscribe to it, write a review for it, leave a 5-star rating for it. It means a lot. It's all free to do. Nothing's paid for with that. And like I said, submit any questions you want to this show via the social media accounts or the email, and we will do our best to answer them for you and make it more interactive for you.